What a wonderful day. Welcome, everybody. And what an extraordinary way to spend the beginning of Easter. It's so nice to be able to see all the familiar faces and names. So this is our first session of the Hayagriva Protecting All, our retreat. So we're going to do one session each morning. We're going to have a different focus each day, different themes. I've been thinking a lot about all of the themes that worry us, the things that really concern us in the world, and that's a good place to start because it's something that's really heartfelt. And then, as with everything in Buddhism, we can adjust our motivation, which is fantastic. We don't have to second guess ourselves. We just adjust so that we end up with the mind of enlightenment. So just I thought I'd say a few things about this practice to start with, because Francesca's also asked me about it. So the Hayagriva initiation, highest Yoga Tantra initiation, was the last initiation that Lama Zopa Rinpoche gave in Australia at Chenrezig Institute. And it seems so timely because this practice is especially important during degenerate times when the minds of sentient beings are really overrun by the delusions, by negativity, where everything's speeding up. The kind and gentle approach doesn't even get noticed. So it's like fierce compassion, really fierce compassion that's stronger than all the negativity. When Rinpoche gave this initiation, he gave it as a full highest yoga tantra initiation with the 6-session Guru Yoga commitment, but and the vows, the tantric vows, the bodhisattva vows, refuge vows. But the commitment was actually to do the practice as a protector practice. And so this confused a whole lot of people in the beginning, myself included, and it took me days and days to figure it out. But what it is that Hayagriva is both a yidam, meaning a practice that you, if you have the initiation, you can do and self-generate and can lead you to enlightenment. But also Hayagriva is a protector practice, meaning that everybody can do this practice with Hayagriva there in front of them. That's what's so incredible. And that actually was the commitment, not the big long sadhana, which of course, if you have the initiation, you can do, but the commitment was actually to do the protector practice. And so we do this we do something in the protector prayers, the trauma offering and the tea offering. But over this retreat, then we're going to also do the mantra recitation and various praises and things like that to build it up. So everyone can do it. You don't need an initiation. That's okay. And we'll be able to have a different theme each morning. So the theme for this morning is Hayagriva and AI. Technology bites back, which I'll talk about in a moment. The coming themes will be Hayagriva and hate, how disharmony shortens the lifespan of the Guru. Hayagriva and war, protecting the container and the contents, the world and the beings within it. And Hayagriva in the future, protecting from outer obstacles, inner obstacles, secret obstacles, and protecting our lineage of all the precious Rinpoches and teachers. So I hope that's piqued your interest a little bit. In all of my readings for preparing for this retreat, I found that the particular focus of the Hayagriva practice is enlightened speech, and it protects from negative speech. And so part of included in the long sadhana and often in the Hayagriva puja is a speech blessing. And so we'll do that at the beginning, and we'll also then at the end of the mantra recitation, they include a little mini speech blessing in there as well. So our speech becomes really powerful, our speech communicating with others, but also our internal dialogue. So just generally about Hayagriva, if anyone saw the documentary that I shared a link with some of you with, I really loved it because they talk about Hayagriva as an incredible Hulk, as a hulked up version of Amitabha. So Amitabha, the Buddha of the Lotus family, and then Hayagriva is the chief among the wrathful emanations, representing Dharma and speech in its most ferocious form. And that's signified by the screaming or neighing horse head bursting out of his fiery red hair. Chöden Rinpoche said about Hayagriva being the wrathful manifestation of Chenrezig, the embodiment of all the Buddha's compassion. Devotion to and practice based upon Hayagriva is a swift and powerful means to overcome negative forces and obstacles. Prayers to Hayagriva are especially beneficial in these degenerate times when sufferings and illnesses are rampant due to the strong delusions of sentient beings. So in this hulked up version of Amitabha, the key important aspects of Amitabha are all intensified to the most wrathful level. Amitabha is transformed into the Hulk-like version of himself. All the symbols of Amitabha are still there: compassion, fire element, red, the West, the Lotus family, the aggregate of distinguishing, discriminating wisdom, deep awareness of individualities, the Pure Land of Sukhavati, and importantly, as speech, Hayagriva upholds the teachings of the sutra vehicles and all the classes of Tantra, perhaps in a more ferocious manner. So a real protector of the whole corpus of Dharma. So the powerful Haruka is Hayagriva. Every being that lives in this world has no choice but to follow Hayagriva's command. He's more powerful than any other being. There's no one equal to or can even compete with this wrathful compassion. Hayagriva is the universal ruler of all that appears and exists. His wisdom intent is enriched by the three nays or the three winnies, which there is something that's said about that I can read out in a moment. Making prayers to Hayagriva is a swift and powerful means to overcome negative forces and obstacles, including those caused by spirit harms. Prayers to the deity, this is Venerable Steve Carlier explains that the prayers to the deity are especially beneficial in degenerate times when sufferings and illnesses are rampant, when misinformation is rampant. And as a manifestation of Chenrezig, the practice of Hayagriva helps to develop our compassion. So one of the, just as a sideline, when you hear the word Haruka just, what it actually means is like a powerful hero. So there are many Harukas, and part of Hayagriva's appearance is the wings of a Haruka. So not to be confused with a practice called Haruka Chakra Samvara, which is sometimes shortened to Heruka. But this created a lot of confusion because there are many Herukas. So this is Hayagriva Heruka. So for the theme for today, what I thought we could do was actually begin the sadhana, and then once we've done the calling the Guru from afar, I can kind of go into this a little bit more. The three winnies, or the three nays of Hayagriva, they contain the ground, the path, and the result. And of course, every visual aspect of the manifestation of the deity it leads us to this deep experiential meaning. The first nay, or the first winnie, arouses the world to the unborn identity of samsara and nirvana. The second nay offers animate and inanimate worlds as a feast offering to repay karmic debts. And the third enlists the support of beings and binds them under an oath of allegiance, an oath of bodhicitta. As we like to do before the beginning of any major practice, is to acknowledge the kindness of the beings on whose land we're on, that we can actually have a Dharma centre and have a home and do these practices. So as a very direct way of repaying the kindness, we acknowledge and pay respect to the Jagera and Turrbal peoples, who are the traditional custodians of the land on which Langri Tangpa Centre resides, and we pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging. So we'll start with calling the Guru from afar in the practice booklet. And often when we think of the Guru, we start with the person of the Guru, don't we? And that's like the tip of the iceberg. It connects us with all the Buddhas, with all the deities, with all the Gurus. So we ourselves can think that we're surrounded by all the sentient beings, and we're lost in the sea of samsara, crying out for help. And this calling the Guru from afar, it's because we're far away from the Guru, but the Guru is right here. So this sincere way of connecting with the Guru, and it helps to adjust our motivation. And actually, when we think of who the Guru is really, then this is who the Guru is really. Great Vajradhara, with the light rays emanating in all directions, rainbow light, and at the tip of each light ray, a Buddha, a Bodhisattva, a deity, encompassing all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So calling the Guru from afar. Guru, think of me. Guru, think of me. Guru, think of me. Magnificently glorious Guru, dispelling the darkness of ignorance. Magnificently glorious Guru, revealing the path of liberation. Magnificently glorious Guru, liberating from the waters of samsara. Magnificently glorious Guru, eliminating the diseases of the 5 poisons. Magnificently glorious Guru, the wish-granting jewel, I beseech you, please bless me. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to remember impermanence and death from my heart. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to generate the thought of no need in my mind. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to abide one-pointedly in practice in isolated places. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to not have any hindrances to my practice. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to realize without error the view of the fundamental nature of reality. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me so that all bad conditions appear as a support. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to accomplish effortlessly the two works of self and others. Please bless me soon. Please bless me very soon. Please bless me on this very cushion. Please bless me in this very session. May I not give rise to heresy for even a second in regard to the actions of the glorious Guru. May I see whatever actions are done as pure. With this devotion, may I receive the Guru's blessings in my heart. Magnificent and precious root Guru, please abide on the lotus seat at my heart. Guide me with your great kindness and grant me the realizations of your holy body, speech, and mind. I think that a smiling emanation of the Guru made of light slowly comes across space, turns to face the same way as you, and hovers there just above the crown of your head. And then this light melts down through your crown, coming to rest at your heart, incredibly radiant, bright like a supernova. In that radiance, your ordinary sense of self just melts away. You become one with the Guru's holy body, speech, and mind in this aspect of vast, radiant space. No separation. You're blessed with the Guru's inspiration. And then gently arising for the benefit of sentient beings in this space for the retreat. And we can further adjust our motivation. Many of the times what brings us to Buddhist practice is our concerns or worries or our problems. And because they're really heartfelt, they're instinctual, they're a good place to start. So I've been thinking about AI and the incredibly fast development of technology. Years ago, I read a book called Why Technology Bites Back. And basically it's to do with because all of technology is invented right here with a samsaric mind. So of course it'll bite back. With the development of technology, I mean, there's a great fear, especially of AI. But as we've developed over the last 1,000 years, 500 years, 5 years, we've gained something and we've lost something. So we can't really blame the tool, and we shouldn't really worry about the tools of technology. But if we don't understand how they work, they can hurt us. So if we think back 500 years ago, the invention of the printing press, we gained books. Can you imagine life without books? We gained books, but we lost something too. We lost our memory. We lost our ability to remember vast tracts, vast, incredible hours-long poems and things. But we gained something even more amazing. Just a few years ago, 5 years, maybe 10, we gained the internet. We gained Google. We gained all sorts of screens and information and research, outsourced our research. But we lost something. We lost concentration. We became so much more able to be distracted. If we weren't careful, distraction just came along instantaneously. And now, just since last November, we've got AI, and we've gained something that we don't even know that we have yet. We've got like a personal copywriter, a life coach, a slave like our own Dobby right there. We've got like the Guru in our pocket. We've got the Library of Alexandria in our pocket with a translator and someone to present it to whichever demographic it is. Totally personalized. So amazing, we can't even quite conceive of it yet. But we also have a danger of losing something. And the thing that we have a danger of losing is relationship and connection. How to actually relate to suffering sentient beings. And also in these times, this particular year, within the whole samsaric eons, in our situation on this earth, we're in the danger of losing democracy as well because of misinformation and the speed of information, the possibility of deep fakes, of bad actors, all of these. And we're in an election year everywhere around the world. There's something like 54 elections this year. They're all happening this year, right as AI is taking hold. So everything that's changed is more has changed in the last 5 years than the last 500 years. The pace, the scale, it's unprecedented. The delusions are the same. The delusions are the same as the time of the Buddha, but their speed and magnitude is magnified by the power of these tools. So again, it's not to be frightened of the tools, but to be able to harness them, because these can be tools of enlightenment, and already they are. The fact that we're here online doing this retreat, when you think of the karma that we must have made to have this result, it's just amazing. So we need to prepare ourselves to harness these tools for the benefit of all sentient beings, to bring enlightenment, and particular in this age of AI, to be able to purify our speech and to be able to harness this power of enlightened speech that is going to be instantaneous and personalized. So we need protection from internet contagion, runaway speech, misinformation. I mean, why does misinformation happen anyway? Why does it take root? Because we still have the delusions, because we still have self-grasping. That feeds it. That's why it sticks. The result of being misled by misinformation, somewhere in the past, we must have misled others, been indiscriminate, so that we can purify that karma now. We're in the desire realm, and the desire realm leads to dissatisfaction, a plethora of screens and distractions. But we can burn up the negativities of desire and dissatisfaction. And with our democracy, our freedom that we have at the moment, that comes from our own virtue in the past. And so we have to use it or lose it. So we've got to create the conditions for a conducive environment so we can complete this path to enlightenment for the benefit of sentient beings. So we really need all the blessings of enlightened speech, of discriminating awareness, discriminating wisdom. We have this wealth of information at our fingertips. And so we need to clear the obstacles so we can take advantage of that. We have the time machine of YouTube where we can have teachings with Rinpoche right there in our lounge room on tap. How incredible. So all of this is the worldly motivation. It's all very concerning, and we can have genuine fears and concerns about it. But if we don't move on from that, it's not Dharma. It's just this life, even with genuine care. So we have to move our motivation to something that is not just for this life, but for future lives, and for not just for ourselves, but for all sentient beings. So in particular, with all of the wisdom at our fingertips, may we be able to have not just what's called textual wisdom, the wisdom within the text or the wisdom in the internet on Google, but may that be a condition for realizations in the mind, for us to to be the embodiment of that wisdom, because wisdom is a living thing. It's in the minds of beings. So may we be able to have the blessings to bring forth that wisdom in our own mind. Why? Not just for our own sake or the sake of our environment or even this world, but for all sentient beings. So this may have led us to a genuine need for refuge and to generate bodhicitta for the benefit of sentient beings. So we can think how amazing we have the Buddha, his teachings, the spiritual community. We have a valid refuge. So let's put this into practice. Taking refuge and generating bodhicitta. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Generating the four immeasurables, this vast attitude within the heart. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. And making sure these four immeasurable attitudes are infused in your heart. The seven-limb prayer. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind. I present clouds of every type of offering, actual and imagined. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the merit of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until the end of cyclic existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for living beings. I dedicate my own and others' merits to the great enlightenment. Offering a mandala. This ground, anointed with perfumes, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine it as a Buddha land and offer it. May all transmigratory beings enjoy this pure land. The object of my attachment, anger, and ignorance, friends, enemies, strangers, body, and resources. Without any sense of loss, I offer them. Please accept them well and bless me to be spontaneously freed from the three poisons. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniyatayami. And think that our offering is very joyously received by Shakyamuni Buddha. Think that we have offered not only all of our virtues and our good intentions and all of our resources, outer and inner, but we've also released our negativities. We've released our disturbing emotions and distorted states of mind and all of the objects of those afflictions. Shakyamuni Buddha is so pleased that light and nectar streams back to us, bringing all the blessings, releasing us from all the negativities. Your body becomes light, flexible, pliant. Recognize that the nature of your mind is no different than the nature of the Buddha's mind. One in the nature of emptiness. Feel that your wisdom, realizing emptiness, experiences infinite bliss. And then arise either as the deity, your deity practice, or if you've not had an initiation, arise through the power of your bodhicitta in a body of light, your subtle body, a rainbow body, a body of virtue, residing right there in this coarse physical body. On your tongue, the syllable ah arises. Small, refined, incredibly radiant. This syllable ah, enlightened speech, transforms into a moon disk, a sliver of light on your tongue. On top of this appears a white syllable om, and from this are arranged the Sanskrit vowels, white. Around them, the consonants, red. And around the edge of the moon, the mantra of dependent relation, dependent arising, blue. All of these letters are standing upright, made of light. They're almost like they're dancing, like flickering flames. Light beams radiate from the Om and the mantra garlands throughout all of space, hooking back the blessings and power of both mundane and supramundane speech in the form of these three mantras, as well as the 7 sublime precious objects of a king's reign and 8 auspicious signs. These, all made of light, absorb into the mantras and the Om like a great continuous rainfall. The blessings and power of the holy speech from those who are beyond samsara and those not yet beyond are all hooked back. The whole sky continuously filled with these, and they absorb into the mantra garlands and the Om on your tongue. The mantra garlands become brighter and brighter, more and more intense. Then as we recite on page 3, the Sanskrit vowels, the Ali, white, light and nectar flow from the mantra and fill your whole body. So it becomes filled with this radiant white light, and all the negative karmas collected physically with your body, not just in this life, but from beginningless rebirths, are completely purified. So we recite 3 times. Om a I u u ri ri li li a o ang a swaha. Om a I u u ri ri li li a o ang a swaha. Om a I u u ri ri li li a o ang a swaha. Then as we recite the consonants, the red nectar beams and light flow from the mantra, filling your whole body. Your whole body becomes radiant and red, and all the negative karmas collected with your speech in this life and beginningless rebirths are completely purified. Om kaka gaga na, ta 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 na, ta 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 na, papa baba ma, yara lava, shaka saha sa swaha. Om kaka kaka na, cha 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 na, cha 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 na, cha 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 na, pa 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 ma, yara lava, shaka saha sa swaha. Om kaka kaka na, cha 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 na, cha 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 na, cha 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 na, pa 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 ma, yara lava, shaka saha sa swaha. Then the mantra of dependent relation. Blue nectar beams and light flow from the mantra, filling your whole body. All negative karmas collected with your mind from beginningless rebirths are completely purified. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava, Hetan Tekan Tatagato, Hayavada Tekan Sayo, Niroda, Evam Vadi Maha Shramanaye Swaha. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava, Hetan Tekan Tatagato, Hayavada Tekan Sayo, Niroda, Evam Vadi Maha Shramanaye Swaha. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava, Hetan Tekan Tatagato, Hayavada Tekan Sayo, Niroda, Evam Vadi Maha Shramanaye Swaha. Body, speech, and mind now completely purified. Then focusing on that heart mantra of dependent relation, the blue mantra around the edge of the moon disk. It dissolves into light, and this light is drawn up into the red mantra garland. These also dissolve into light and are drawn into the white mantra garland, which grows brighter and brighter. And this light is absorbed into the Om on your tongue. The Om melts into the moon cushion. The moon cushion transforms into the radiant syllable Ah. It's white on the inside and red on the outside, so it looks pink. And this Ah melts into pink nectar and absorbs into your tongue, which becomes of the nature of a Vajra. Your tongue becomes very heavy and strong, heavy with virtue, as indestructible as a Vajra, and think, I have perfected my speech. The dedication for the speech blessing. May my tongue have all the courage of the ones gone to bliss. By the power of my glorious words, may all sentient beings be subdued. May the meanings of whatever words I say be accomplished instantly. So this means in particular the words, all of the sutras and the mantras and the prayers, all of these holy words that we say, we accomplish the meaning. The beginning, the main practice, from the great resounding emptiness, the nature of all things, oneself, the environment, the practice, great Hayagriva. From this sphere of emptiness, there arises a radiant Shri. This becomes completely transformed into the holy body of Hayagriva, the great lotus controller, the lotus great controller. Hayagriva has 3 faces, the right white, the left green, and the center red-black. On the crown is a green horse head with a white blaze, a red mane, and a yellow cloth hanging from it, whinnying with a shrill sound toward the 10 directions. The faces all have 3 round, bloodshot eyes. The brows and beards are yellow, shining like lightning. The hair is matted dark brown like chocolate and beautified by standing upright. Hayagriva has 6 arms. The first right hand holds a lotus and the left holds a skull filled with blood. These arms embrace the mother of great bliss. The remaining 2 right hands hold an iron hook and a club. The remaining 2 left hands hold a lasso and a blazing sword. The upper part of the holy body wears a human skin and a wet elephant hide. The lower part of the holy body is adorned with a tiger skin skirt. The dried skull head ornament is topped with jewels. The holy body is adorned with bone ornaments, a triple garland, each of 50 human heads, dried, wet, and withered. Jewels, the 4 types of snakes. The holy body is smeared with fingerprints of fat, drops of blood, and heaps of human ashes. Hayagriva has the Garuda wings of complete victory over the 3 realms. Having 4 legs and standing with the right legs bent in the expression of the 9-fold dancing posture. Entwining the right side of the Lord is the secret mother, the lotus dancing one. The color of her holy body is blue-black, with 1 face and 2 arms, 3 eyes agape, and the mouth snarling with bared fangs. The hair, matted and thick, is black like the gloom of darkness. The right hand holding a heart embraces the Father. The left hand holding a great conch shell, a skull, filled with an ocean of blood, makes offering to the mouth of the great magnificent Lord. In this way, visualize clearly the Lord, Father, Mother. So feeling that Hayagriva is right there in front of us and all sentient beings, we recite the invocation. So if you have incense, now's the time to light the incense. And when we recite the invocation, then any last skerrick of doubt, thinking, oh, this is just a visualization or just an image, dissolves, because the actual Hayagriva comes to inhabit our visualization. Savior of all sentient beings without exception, divine destroyer of the unbearable hordes of Maras and their forces, perfect knower of all things without exception, Bhagavan, together with your retinue, please come here. The verse of praise, just under the heading of mantra recitation. Your pure triple faces are adorned with skull ornaments and 5 Buddha families. 6 limbs are holding weapons in the mudra of accomplishing cities. In the aspect of great bliss with highly raised dignified horse head, I pay supplication to you, the holy and powerful deity. reciting the mantra. So there are many ways to perform the mantra recitation. One is to be aware of the meaning of the mantra and infuse that deeply within your mind. The mantra, Pri Vajrakrota Hayagriva Hulu Hulu Hum Pe. So Hri is Hayagriva himself, the Sanskrit seed syllable, the same as Amitabha and Chandrazik. Symbolic of the awesome power of sound, words, mantras, syllables, speech. It's at the mantra's beginning for the invocation. Wisdom is also the syllable of Hri, the heart of Buddhahood. Vajrakrota, wrathful Vajra. Hulu Hulu, strive, strive. And Hum is the great bliss from the nature of the five wisdoms, in which the value is demonstrated by the completeness of those five wisdoms. Pe means to cut down or to break. So cutting down all the unfavorable conditions of mental construction in order to perceive the attributes of the five wisdoms. So from Guru Hayagriva's heart, red beams of light are emitted in all directions. And these red, blissful light beams burn all the inner enemies, the disturbing emotions, the self-grasping, the self-cherishing, burn all the wrong conceptions, all the obscurations and negative imprints, and even all the imprints, the negative imprints of all sentient beings. So oneself and all sentient beings. We can also think that all diseases and spirit harms of oneself and sentient beings are burned completely. Kri Vajrakrota Hayagriva Hulu Hulu Hum Pem. 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 Feel as these blissful red light rays fill your whole body, your whole mind, as they burn away or dissolve all of the negativities. Your mind becomes spacious and radiant, incredibly blissful. I feel that all of the negativities that plague us from misinformation are completely dissolved, burnt away, and purified in an instant. And not just the negativities and imprints of oneself, but it's a group karma. So the negativities and imprints of all other sentient beings are also burned away and purified in this red radiance. The outer misinformation, so easily available on the internet, but the inner misinformation, why this has such a power over us, because of our innate self-grasping. So this completely burned away in this red radiance that fills your entire environment, your body, and your mind. And think that as the radiant, blissful red light permeates your whole being and the entire environment, in particular, all the obscurations and negative imprints, but in particular, uh, desire, dissatisfaction, attachment. We're in the desire realm, and this leads to all the distractions. It's like the distractions become the fan the flames of those of desire and dissatisfaction. So feel that infinitely more powerful than that is the ferocious compassion of Hayagriva that just burns it away. Then we can pause for a moment from reciting the mantra, and in the resonance of this mantra, in the purity of having all of those obscurations and negativities completely purified, think that all realizations are generated in that natural spaciousness and emptiness of purification. Not just all obscurations ceased, but all realizations generated. The wisdom and compassion of Hayagriva resonate in your mind, naturally arising. You achieve the enlightened speech, the powerful speech, to counteract misinformation, to counteract the disturbing inner dialogues, to counteract the very root, the self-grasping attitude. We naturally receive the wisdom, not grasping at appearances, seeing reality. All appearances become like a rain of knowledge, wisdom. Everything that we read or see or consume, we achieve the realizations. We achieve the realizations of all the Dharma books and all the Dharma teachings on the internet. All of the external Dharma becomes a living realization within our mind. And rest in this richness. And then think if there is any particular requests, the life work at the moment. We're working for the benefit of all sentient beings to become a Buddha for the benefit of all beings. And right now, there may be some particular issues. So from here to enlightenment, we need to clear all those obstacles. So whatever ones that we're aware of now, bring them to mind and feel how the radiant, blissful light, the red light from Hayagriva, completely burns all of those obscurations. Hri Vajrakrota Hayagriva Hulu Hulu Humpe. Hri Vajrakrota Hayagriva Hulu Hulu Humpe. And think that Hayagriva completely accepts to do as you request. Of course, joyously promises to help us. Hayagriva, Hayagriva, hulu hulu hum pe. And then over the page, a few of you said about various people being sick or a sick dog in the room. So there is a way of reciting the Hayagriva mantra as a healing mantra. So when you practice healing on someone in pain, one method is to visualize the moon and a syllable om on your hand. So your hand almost like as a moon disc, incredibly radiant with a syllable om there on it. And pressing that blissful cooling om hand onto the place where there's the painful area whilst reciting the mantra. Krivajrakrota Hayagriva Hulu Hulu Hompe Krivajrakrota Hayagriva Hulu Hulu Hompe Krivajrakrota Hayagriva Hulu. So if the person isn't there in the room with you, you can do distance healing. Krivajrakrota Hayagriva Hulu Hulu Hompe Krivajrakrota Hayagriva Hulu Hulu Hompe Krivajrakrota Hayagriva Hulu Hulu Hompe Krivajrakrota Hayagriva Hulu Hulu Hompe. To complete the mantra recitation, at the end of the recitation, again, we bless the speech to seal in the blessings. Om I E U Ri Ri Li Li A O Om Swaha. Om Kakakagana Tadadadana 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 Papa Ma Yara Lava Shaka Saha Sa Swaha. Om Ye Dhamma Hetu Prabhava Hetan Tekan Tatagato Hayavara Tekan Sayo Niroda Evam Vadi Maha Shramanaye Swaha. And the 100-syllable mantra to purify any mistakes in the mantra recitation and to stabilize the blessings. So it's slightly different because the practice is slightly different. Om Pema Shri Heruka Samaya Manupalaya Pema Shri Heruka Tenupatita Drido Me Bhava Sutokaya Me Bhava Supokaya Me Bhava Anarato Me Bhava Savasiddhi Me Prayata Savakama Tuta Me Chitam Shriyam Kuru Hom Ha 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 Bhagavan Pema Shri Heruka Mame Muncha Pema Shri Heruko Bhava Mahasamaya Sapa Ahom He. The concluding prayers. So we'll have different praises and offerings at the end of each session. Today, offering a praise of Hayagriva. This one comes from the Buddha Weekly article that I referenced. Namo Hayagriva, wrathful activity of the Pema family. Namo Hayagriva, voice of Shri, most powerful of sounds. Namo Hayagriva, most wrathful and beautiful deity, who cuts all root poisons of ignorance, desire, and hatred. Namo, Lord Hayagriva, precious horse deity. Namo, horse-headed Hayagriva and consort Vajra Varahi. Namo Hayagriva, you are the wisdom body, speech, and mind of all the Buddhas of the 10 directions. The kingly Hayagriva, the Lord of secrets, foremost among the wrathful, the very thought of you crushes obstructing forces. To you I offer homage and praise. Namo Hayagriva, fiercest manifestation of Avalokiteshvara. Namo Hayagriva, whose voice is the cry of wisdom, the very syllable free. Namo Hayagriva, the very embodiment of the speech of all Buddhas. Namo Hayagriva, who protects the wealth of the household and all horses. Namo Hayagriva, who embodies wealth, power, and spiritual attainment. Namo Hayagriva, whose free neigh frightens away all demons. Namo Hayagriva, by whose power Guru Rinpoche subdued powerful spirits and worldly deities. Namo Hayagriva, whose hoarse voice cuts through all illusion. Namo Hayagriva, who cures all illnesses. Namo Hayagriva, Lord of the horses, sacred to Shakyamuni Buddha, conqueror born in the year of the horse. Namo Hayagriva, who subdues all nagas, snakes, and sea spirits. Namo Hayagriva, protector of the Dharma and of all wisdom. Namo Hayagriva, fiercest Avalokiteshvara, cry out for us now, we implore you. Let your Shri terrify and chase away all demons and evil. Let your Shri protect our wealth and bring us prosperity, Lord Hayagriva. We pray to you to cure our illnesses by the very sound of your mighty Shri. We ask you to cut through illusion and help us and all beings toward enlightenment. I think that our praise is most joyously received. Turning to page 8, the bottom of page 8, for the blessing the offering substances. Ram Ah, from the heart syllable Shri, Ram emanates. From this, flames and the nature of transcendental wisdom also emanate. Ah is transformed into heaps of unborn blazing light, purifying all the stains of the collected offering and increasing them. Ram Yam come out of the non-objectified state of emptiness. From the heart emanates fire, wind, and water that burn, dispel, and wash away all faults of the offering substances. In all the qualified and expansive bliss-supporting vessels, offerings of water, sense enjoyments, and music are gathered like clouds. The wisdom nectar of choicest medicines blaze and swirl. Heaps of tomas of flesh, blood, bones emanate sensory enjoyments. The ocean of Rakta blood is stirred by waves. Everything is mixed inseparably with the transcendental wisdom substances and becomes an uncontaminated, inexhaustible, bliss-giving treasury. Om Ahon, Om Ahon, Om Ahon. So then we'll do the tea offering to Hayagriva. This one's from the Buddha Weekly. So hot tea offered with the mantras and prayers to symbolize the activity of wrathful Hayagriva. This short auspicious tea offering and prayer can be offered daily. No empowerment is required. So we can chant Om Ahum. I can be the designated offerer of the tea. Shri Hayagriva, the nine-gated king, fierce and majestic, you have come forth from the heart of Amitabha to defeat the evil designs of humans and non-humans. I sing praises to you and your host of deities, who vanquish all foes of the Dharma and protect the practitioners. I sing praises to you all. Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum. Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum. Shri, O fierce Vajra, born from the syllable Shri, You, Hayagriva, cast your fierce gaze upon the troublemakers. I prostrate to you who controls the three realms through the resounding voice of Hulu Hulu Humpe. Oma hum 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 oma hum. I pray that you partake of the ritual cakes and sacred offerings. Multiply your fourfold actions of peace, increase, power, and wrath, increasing the life, good health, merit, glory, and wealth of myself and my retinue, and those your yogis, teachers, and disciples. Oma hum 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 oma hum. Ahum, 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 ahum. So again, think that our offerings are of the trauma, the food offerings, the tea, very joyously accepted. Think that light streams from Hayagriva, bringing all the realizations and quick realizations on the path to enlightenment. So now, if you have a beverage, an offering of tea or a glass of water or anything, we've offered tea to the guru. Now we can offer tea to the nascent guru. So we can have our cup of tea, and then we can do our group dedications together. So if you do have a beverage, then blessing that. Om ahom, om ahom, om ahom. Guru is Buddha, Guru is Dharma, Guru is Sangha also. Guru is the creator of all happiness. To all gurus, I make this offering. The supreme teacher, the precious Buddha, the supreme refuge, the precious Dharma, the supreme guides, the precious Sangha, to the three rare sublime ones, the objects of refuge, I make this offering. May we and those around us in all our lives never be separated from the three rare sublime ones. Continuously make offerings to the three rare sublime ones and receive the blessings of the three rare sublime ones. So I'll stop the screen share and we can have our group dedications. Let me just get the gallery view up. So really wonderful dedications. I'm sure there are others as well, but that's okay. Hayagriva can hear the dedications in our heart. And that with the explosion of AI, that may it just supercharge our Dharma practice. May we be able to harness this as one of the tools in the hands of the Buddhas of Hayagriva. And through the manifestation of everything on the internet, as it is all pixels of light, may all the Buddhas manifest for us. May all the obstacles be cleared, and may we all become in touch with that innate Buddha nature. May all sentient beings become connected to that. And may we continue to be able to support the world and the environment in a democratic way. May we continue to be able to support the ultimate democracy and freedom of liberation for ourselves and all sentient beings. So thank you so much, everybody, for your personal dedications. Let's continue now with the final dedication prayers. So we're on page 12 of the booklet. Dedication prayers. Due to this merit, may I and all sentient beings be guided by the Lotus Victorious One, Hayagriva, as our direct virtuous friend, and quickly achieve the Lotus Victorious One's enlightenment. Without separating from the complete path of the Lotus Victorious One, even for a second, may I lead all sentient beings to the enlightenment of the Lotus Victorious One. Due to this virtue, may I quickly become a Guru Buddha and lead all transmigratory beings without exception into that stage. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta not yet born arise and grow. May that which has arisen not decline but increase forevermore. Then in the booklet, the more dedications, we will do the number 1. Due to all the merits of the 3 times collected by me, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and all sentient beings, may any sentient being who hears me, touches me, remembers me, thinks about me, talks about me, whether praising or criticizing, abuses me, treats me badly, or makes any connection with me, simply by having made that connection, may they never ever be born in the lower realms. May those sentient beings immediately be liberated from all disease, spirit harms, negative karmas, and defilements, develop faith in refuge and karma, and quickly achieve enlightenment by actualizing the whole path, especially bodhicitta. May my hearing that someone is sick immediately cause that person to completely recover and have the most meaningful life by practicing the Mahayana path. And may my hearing that someone has died cause that person to immediately be reborn in a Pure Land where they can get enlightened. The long life and requesting prayers. So for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. The wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. For Rinpoche's swift return, in holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings through exclamation and practice, you wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable Venerable Guru, to you I make this request. And for all of one's holy gurus, may my Venerable Lama's life be firm, their white divine actions spread in 10 directions. May the torch of the teachings of Losang always remain, dispelling the darkness of all beings in the 3 realms. And the Migsema. Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-objectifying compassion. Manjushri, master of stainless wisdom. Vajrapani, destroyer of the entire host of Maras. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snow. To Losagdrapa, at your feet I make requests. Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-objectifying compassion. Manjushri, master of stainless wisdom. Vajrapani, destroyer of the entire host of Maras. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snow. To Losagdrapa, at your feet I make requests. Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of compassion, of non-objectifying compassion. Manjushri, master of stainless wisdom. Vajrapani, destroyer of the entire host of Maras. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snow. To Losagdrapa, at your feet I make requests. And think that a spontaneous manifestation of your own virtue, a gentle rainfall of flowers falls down from the Dharmakaya sky onto all of the holy objects in your room, statues, stupas, scriptures, tankas, and you yourself. So thank you so much, everybody. That completes our first session of our retreat. Have a wonderful rest of the day. And I really hope to see you all back again, same time, same place, tomorrow morning. Happy Hayagriva.